Well, lines are checked. Everything's okay. Gonna ride this thing out pretty well, I think. Oh, shit, you can't see anything out there anyway. Turn that light off. Alright. Sorry guys, I seen you were making some comments there. I lost them all. Like I said, the phone doesn't like water, and it was getting a pressure wash for a bit there. Yeah, all the lines are in great shape. Just before I came out here, we had the strongest blow that we've had this whole time. We healed over quite a bit. Stuff's gonna start falling out of my refrigerator if I don't keep it locked. We're stumbling around down below pretty good now. But all the lines are good. Everything looks like it's holding. We've got plenty of slack out there for the surge that we have right now. What else? The rain is painful. It's very painful. It smacks you in the eyeball and it hurts a lot. I probably need to go out, next time I go out I might need to take the snorkel mask with me. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's really ripping through here right now. And I think this is about 3/4 maybe of what they're saying. We might get half to 3/4 of the amount of wind that we're supposed to get. But again, speed is not equal to force. A doubling in speed does not mean a doubling in force. The force is tremendously more powerful than just doubling it. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get down below deck here. Turn this off. Jesus. Hunker down. Hunker down. Alright. Let's see. Let's get some questions here. Yeah, Greg, the wind's getting pretty crazy, man. Because we're tied off on the dock on one side, and we have nothing on our other side, and the wind is coming from our beam, it pushes us over. Well, actually, what's pushing us over is the wind is slamming against my mast. And I got a pretty big mast. I like to brag about the size of it. It's 75 feet off the water, which is pretty cool for a lot of things, but not so much for this situation. But I was just telling Dustin here about an hour ago or so, I just laying in bed, being rolled all over the place by this stuff. Just like that, and I realized the force that's being exerted on the boat it's not a direct lateral force. We're not being pushed away from the dock as much as we are tipped over by the mast. It's leverage, you know? You can imagine having a little toy boat in your bathtub with a little bit of force you would need to exert on that mast to tip the whole thing over. That's what the wind is doing. So that made me feel good, because it is honestly starting to get kind of scary. As much as it feels like we're being yanked away from the dock. But like I said, those lines are all good. No excessive chafing on the lines. And I can't really see anything about the dock itself. But I guess it's okay. I guess one thing I kept meaning to tell you guys about what it's like to be sitting inside this boat right now. And granted, I keep saying I'm in the safest spot I can possibly be in if I'm going to be in a boat at all. That aside, it's still scary, you know. the thing I think of is, you know, when I get on a roller coaster, I used to hate roller coasters. I'd just clam up, tighten up. I'd hold my breath for the whole 90 seconds, you know, just pass out. And it wasn't until I was a teenager and I realized, you know, you just got to relax and you got to go with the ride and not be scared of it. That's when I started to enjoy roller coasters. And this is kind of like that, in that all the stress and the anxiety that I have about every single one of those dock lines and how much force is being applied to the boat, what the knots, you know, how many knots of wind we have, all of that stuff is stressing me out. But if I just lay here and I say, you know what, it is what it is, man. If we break loose and we smash into some other boats, okay, you know, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that as it comes. It's way less stressful. And I could actually catch a few winks of sleep, too, in between. So, word to the wise, don't stress out so much, you know? Do what you can do, and then that's all you can do. Don't stress any more than that. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Oh boy. Losing service, I guess. Doing better now, guys? Alright. We'll try. Okay. Melissa says, I bet your hair is knotty from the storm. Yeah, it's always knotty. I don't own a comb. I haven't owned a comb for I don't know how many years. I never comb my hair. Works better that way for me. The storm, last I checked, is it's not the eye of it isn't expected to make, well, we'll call it landfall in the Key West area until around what was that? Somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock, I think, is when they're expecting that. But the eye is not the worst of it, you know. The eye is actually when we're gonna take a break. We'll be fine at that point. Well, not fine, but you know, once it's here, that's the lesser winds. We're gonna be getting the bad stuff pretty soon. Yeah, there you go, Lessa. Sorry, 50 miles. Great. Has the news called back for a check-in? I don't know. I'm not sure. Dustin? Yeah. The news called back for a check-in?
Yeah, they called him.
Yeah, they called him. Yeah. Jenna's with us in spirit. Her dogs are barking because of the sound of the wind. Was that pretty loud? Did you guys hear that wind pretty loud? Well, I guess I'm sure you did. That's a dumb question. And Jeff says the storm's back up to Category 4. That's wonderful. Oh boy, Kelly's got praying figurines for us. That's great. Thank you. Oh, we got one for each of us. Starting to lose service. Oh yeah, that's okay. Alright. Alright, thanks Stanley. Thanks for doing that share, man, and Boat Owners United. That's cool. Alright. Colleen's got prayers for us from Kentucky. Just got it coming for us at 8 a.m. Alright, guys, well, anybody have any other questions? Anything you could think of? I can't really think of anything else. Mind the lines, you know, ride it out. Where's the Harley? Just lashed on deck. I didn't tarp the Harley because I knew the tarp would inevitably get tattered up and torn, and I didn't want the frayed ends of the tarp to be slapping on it. So I just went all natural and strapped it down. She seems to be doing okay. I'm a little bit worried about the rubbing of those straps, though. She'll probably need a paint job soon anyway. That's alright, I like my stuff looking kind of rough. Let's see here, Jay says, radar map shows 30 to 40 foot swells, close or not. That's tough to say, any of that stuff. You know, there's people talking about 25 to 40 foot waves. We're not going to feel all that stuff. At least I'm not. I don't know about anybody else on the island. I can't speak for everybody. We're all gonna experience the storm differently. I have a friend of mine who's got a house inland, and he helped me with taking the cars to higher ground today. And when I dropped them off back at his house, you know, they were calling for a tornado. They were watching out for tornadoes in the area. It was blowing like hell, and there's trees all over the place. And you walk into his area of the house, and there's no wind at all. The leaves aren't shaking. Nothing's going on. So, I mean, it depends on what part of the island you're in. Where I'm at, I'm not going to get any of that stuff. I'm on the northwest corner of the island, and these winds are coming in from the west, northwest, all that stuff. It's just not going to affect me like that. So I can't speak to any of those things. Let's see here, what else we got? We got more praying figurine. There we go. Okay. Stay safe. Thanks, Ray. Positive vibes from Kansas City. Christina's got some praying figurines for us as well. Thank you. Jenna, yes, we were up on deck. It was real loud. Woke up the dogs. Sorry about that. Let's see. Sally, hold on, sweetie. Still with you in Brunswick, Georgia. Thanks. Appreciate it. Kathy's got prayers for us and all the keys. We're going to need it. What would your last words to the world be? Love your children. That's the future. If you don't love your children, your future is going to be destroyed. Tommy, wind sounds like a train. Yeah. I'm just waiting for it to hit 100 mile an hour. I've heard once it hits that speed, it makes a very distinct and unique sound. Not that I want 100 knot winds, but if I gotta have it, 100 mile an hour, I'm sorry, 100 mile an hour winds. Shannon's watching from Illinois. Prayers being sent to both of us. Appreciate that. And the beer next time in Florida. Right on. Christina, how am I feeling? Okay. Okay right now. In a strange, sick anticipation for something that everybody is telling me I should be afraid of, but I have no idea if I should or how to base that on any sort of reality, you know? And I can't even think of anything to equate that to. It's just, I don't know, I'm supposed to be afraid of something I don't know. It's weird. I feel weird. Janet, no, I didn't. I still haven't eaten anything yet. I will. Eventually. Melissa says we can really hear it now. Oh, can you guys hear the wind and the rain from down here? Kathy's in Cincinnati. David, no, I've never been on a boat in a storm like this before. I've never been in a storm like this before. I've been on boats in storms before, but nothing as fierce as this. Honestly, what we're experiencing now is, I think I've already experienced twice the wind speeds of what I have already in the past. And it's definitely more severe, but I guess I would equate it to, the people up north, you'll understand this. It's the difference between feeling 0 degrees and -10 degrees, or -20 degrees. Like, they're both freaking cold. But somewhere around -2 degrees, the nose hairs in your nose start to freeze together. You start noticing little things, and it's weird. So yeah, this is definitely different. You know, the surf comes off of the water. The rain tastes like salt because it's mixed with the ocean water. It's different. It's different. Greg says, "Are we bored?" No, not at all. I thought I would be, but like I said before, you guys have given me something to do, and that's great. I was actually thinking about that while I was over there holding this phone and checking out the dock lines and stuff. And you know, I don't live through a camera. I'm not that kind of person. I wish I were. I wish I could record my times better so I could look back on them. But I prefer to experience it for myself and just live it in my memories. But and so that made me question, well, why am I holding a phone here while I'm checking out my cleats in a hurricane? And I said, oh, well, it's because I don't want to be in this hurricane, and I would rather view it through the phone anyway. It makes it more removed from me. I mean, even as I sit here and I talk to you guys, I'm kind of ignoring. You know, it's not on my radar at the moment, at least it's in my periphery that there is this storm going on outside. So you guys keep me busy, give me something to do. So thanks again, appreciate that. Is it Shauna? Shayna? Shayna. Thanks for sharing our page. I appreciate that. Oh, here's Joe again. Between you and the passed out guy on the live feed from Kevin's Irish Bar. Incredible to watch something like this live. That's great. We got some of those holdouts, huh? Christina, yes, I'm gonna stay up all night. Absolutely. I couldn't sleep if I wanted to. Oh yeah, there's another feeling that's been happening more frequently now. When the boat pushes over, when it heels over, every now and again it starts bouncing up and down, which I can only imagine has something to do with the mast or the rigging. Something is shaking somewhere. It's unsettling. Let's see here, what else? Sheena, you're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce your name because I'm confused and embarrassed. At the casino watching us. Oh man, that's a terrible commentary on the casino. Brittany, keep on going. Need some colada. I do. I need a sandwich. I need to go make a sandwich. Kimberly, praying for us. Thanks. Appreciate it. How far from the storm? I think last seen was 50 miles. We're about 50 miles. Thanks for the prayers, Jody. Appreciate it. With you guys from Washington State. Awesome. Thanks, Gregory. I got my grandfather. He lives out there in Spokane. Sorry. You can make it so you can stay in your infamous boat. Absolutely, Phoebe. That's what we're doing. That's why I stayed. Yeah, what's the worst storm I've been in? The worst storm I've been in up until now was a really bad thunderstorm. And we had 40-knot gusts. And that was it. That was the worst one. And those are usually, you know, that's the higher end of the storm. I mean, unless you're experiencing a tropical storm or, you know, a hurricane like this, that's the strength of a strong thunderstorm. A very strong thunderstorm. He says the center is about 50 miles out. She's back up to a 4. Yeah. Kyle, I got a lengthy explanation as to why I'm doing this. But in short, I'm not doing this because I want to do this. I'm doing this because I don't want to lose my boat. And my boat is everything. It's where I live. It's where I work. It's helped me out with a lot of stuff in my personal life. Actually, I guess I never mentioned this to anybody here. Probably a couple of you guys know, but this boat is named Andromeda after the Greek fables, the princess Andromeda, who was being sacrificed to the sea serpent, and Perseus came to rescue her. So this boat is Andromeda, and I am her Perseus, and I set out to save her from the ravages of the sea, as it were. So I guess in that way, you know, that's more of a personal connection, I guess. I wouldn't expect anybody to understand that or make sense out of it, but for me, I still have to, you know, still gotta save her, can't abandon her. Christina says, what are you eating and drinking? Nothing. Water, drinking water, eating cookies, drinking almond milk. Yeah, I'm pretty stressed out right now to have any sort of appetite. I really got to force myself to eat, though. That's true love to kids. The way the news is talking, it should be right over you. Yeah, Sally, those news stories, man, I don't know. Somebody told me they heard something from Fox News. They heard something about a storm surge from Fox News, and I just immediately just shut it off. Don't even want to hear what Fox News has to say about the storm. Kami, I remember Charlie sounding like a train too. Ooh, yeah. That. Ryan, a couple guys sharing my page, sharing my video. Appreciate that, guys. Gonna be good. Matt. What do you do for good work when you're not navigating around hurricanes? I rent out my boats. I do Airbnb. I rent people out boats to sleep on, out in the harbor, out on the water. Not at the dock. The dock is like staying in a trailer park, in my opinion. You want to, and there's a lot of people on here have had the opportunity to stay out there on my boats. I mean, you get to see the dolphins there, sea turtles. You go swimming. Beautiful, beautiful sunsets. I mean, it's the best way to stay, and it's cheaper than a hotel. So works good for me most of the time when I'm not chasing after repairing broken ass boats all the time. But you know, boats are expensive. Brittany, yes, we can hear the storm of the feed. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty loud. I didn't take my air conditioner out because I wanted to stay air conditioned, and I used that 4200 that I was describing before. I used that to fasten down the foam board to the deck, so if I tore it apart, it would be all messed up. I'll show you guys what I did with that once the storm passes. Do a walkthrough of the boat. At least soon, and she's gaining strength in a 4. Yeah. Can you show us outside through a window? Tony, I just did a walkthrough out there. I was checking on the lines. You could see that on just my last update, my last live feed. I'd show you through the window, but it's completely dark outside. We lost power, and you can't see anything anyway. Kami says, yes, love your children, future captains. Cherie says, why do you want to risk your life for this? I'm not risking my life. Believe me, it's not as bad as everybody thinks. They hear boat, they hear hurricane, and they're like, oh my God, this is a death sentence. It's not all that. There's a serious risk to property, but unless you're an idiot or not taking proper safety precautions, your life is not at risk. Julie says, yes, we can hear the storm. Brittany, I'll take the hurricane over snow freeze storm. I'm with you. That's why I'm here and not there. Well, in part anyway. Chris says, where are you at? Just joining in. I'm in Key West Bight Marina. That's on the northwest side of the island. Hey Kevin, what's happening, man? Glad you could join in. Alright, Sally says we're here for you in spirit. Hold on, appreciate it. You don't look too good, man. No, I'm feeling pretty rough. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a week. I keep waking up stressed out about this stuff. Mast pumping, right? Yeah. Michelle. Hey, Dustin is my former brother-in-law. Tell him I said hi and wish you guys well. Dustin! Michelle says hi. Michelle Warren. She says hi. He says hello, Michelle. Are you on a normal phone? Crazy you still have signal. I use, it's funny actually that you asked that, Alex. I always drop my phone in the water. I dropped my phone in the water 4 weeks ago, and I had to replace it. And I've dropped it in the phone several times before, so I need one that is moderately waterproof. One time I dropped it, I was able to jump in after it, and I caught it before it went down too far. But I go with the Samsung S5 because they're cheap enough I could buy them on eBay for less than $200, usually anywhere between $100 and $150. And they're, in refurbished condition. I'm familiar with them. They're moderately waterproof, like I said, and I'm not out $800 for a stupid mistake that I made, dropping it overboard. Christine is just sending us hugs and prayers. Appreciate it. Aaron, are you trying to die? Yeah. Follow the stuff I've been saying about the boat. It's I wouldn't be here if I really thought this was a life and death situation. I have options. I can get off the boat right now if I wanted to and run over to any of these places over here and take shelter. This is not a life and death situation. I'm not out in the middle of the ocean. I am a few hundred feet in all directions of the shore. I'm buried into a hurricane hole here. Jason, same question. Yeah, you gotta really read the other posts there that I have. It explains it more in detail. Our boat is docked at Burdines and Marathon. You know what? That's where I actually got my start in the Keys, is over in Marathon. This boat sat at the old Ferro Blanco spot when I broke the mizzen mast off. We had a Mayday call. Little known fact, when you do a Mayday call, you're permitted to take shelter at any dock for a reasonable period of time while you make repairs or remedy the situation in which you were caused to call Mayday. So we were able to tie up at the old Ferro Blanco spot for about a week while we took care of that busted up mast. But yeah, good luck on that. It seems like you're gonna do better than I am. Anyway, it was looking the other way, but now here we are. Michelle says, "Hey Natalie. My mother-in-law lives in Spokane." Oh, right on, Shannon. Well, then the best of luck to you, man. Stay safe. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. Kevin says, "You are a god." Sending love from Michigan. Stay safe, brother. Appreciate it, Ben. Category 4 right now. 20-foot plus surge in Key West. I have a hard time believing any of that. I think maybe what you're going to end up with is 8-foot surge. But 20 is nobody's had the 20 yet. Not even in the Bahamas. And they're very similar on their bathymetry as we are. Very shallow there. But who knows? I could be wrong. This is my first time around. Brianna says no, about 4 hours or more. Oh, we're losing stuff. Let's go see what we lost. Oh, shit. Let's see. Was it in the kitchen? Yes, it was in the kitchen. The flashlight fell over.